feel I am a leader. I only feel I am a teacher whose objective is to tell the people what is their right and how to get their rights. Everybody should feel free, should feel confidence of himself, confidence of his culture, and she should know his right and fight for his right. Even if this right is taken by Yusuf Kua, he should fight for it.
In March 2001, Yusuf's death at the age of only 55 robbed Africa of one of its most visionary leaders. It robbed the Nuba, one of the most persecuted peoples of Arab-ruled Sudan, of the man who gave them a new pride and a new confidence in their Africanness. It robbed the Sudan People's Liberation Army of a commander who gave its struggle a national dimension, who demonstrated that armed struggle is not incompatible with respect for human rights and civil society.
If you talk about the new Sudan, you would of course be talking about people like Yusuf Kua. He's from the Nuba Mountains, he's from the north, people like Malik Agar and others in the north, and the foremost of them was Yusuf Kua, who represented the vision of the new Sudan in all its aspects. He was lovely. He was a great human being.
Sudan is the largest country in Africa. It straddles the great divide between the Arab-Islamic north and African tribal south. The Nuba Mountains lie just inside the Arab north. Although composed of more than 50 different tribes with a long history of slavery and neglect, the Nuba have traditionally lived together in peace.
We are very peaceful people. We have a lot of dances, a lot of songs, different type of songs and dances. We are tolerant, especially in religious terms. We like life. This is our culture.
Yusuf was born in 1945 on a small hill called El Ahwal. This was the year that America dropped atomic bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima, that Adolf Hitler committed suicide, and World War II ended. Sudan had been an Anglo-Egyptian condominium for almost half a century, but it was Britain that was the power on the ground, in every area of life and in every region. In the Nuba Mountains, it was British officials who handed out honours, seen here in cinefilm taken a few years before Yusuf's birth. They organised sports days with the most curious sporting competitions, and from time to time they drove off the beaten track to pose for the cameras. Yusuf was born into the Miri tribe, a tribe with an especially rich culture, most famously the Kambala dance that marks boys' passage into manhood.
Especially in our area, you find the whole year is organized according to different type of dancing. For example, during the rainy season, from August up to October, this is a Kambala.
Yusuf's father was a soldier in the Sudanese army, and during the Second World War he fought alongside the British in several key battles. As an army child, Yusuf seldom lived for long in any one place. He grew up among people from all regions and of all ethnicities. Arab, Shilluk, Nuba. He could never, he said later, have been a tribalist.
My mother is Zainab Soumi Tutu.
She moved to Khartoum in 1984 as civil war erupted in southern Sudan. When Yusuf died, she received condolences from many northerners, including some government officials.
My father is Kuamaki. During the colonial, of course, they used to take the youth from the Nuba Mountain to recruit them as soldiers, especially during the Second World War. My father fought in Ethiopia, then he was taken to Al Alamein.
In those days, Sudan's African citizens were despised as a primitive underclass, but were left alone to practice their culture and their religions. Independence was still a decade off, and with it a series of increasingly radical Islamist governments that considered Nuba nakedness shameful and Nuba culture un-Islamic. In the days before Islam was forced on the Nuba down the barrel of a gun, Yusuf's parents were happy to raise him as a Muslim. They even gave him an Arab name, Yusuf, in preference to a traditional Nuba name, which for him would have been Kuku.
I'm number one born, and of course in the Nuba Mountain we used to name according to your series number of born. So if you are a boy, number one born boy, then you are Kuku. If a girl, she is Kaka. The second is Kafi, if he's a boy. Toto, if she's a girl.
Then Tia and Koze, Tutu and Kagi, Ku and Kuwo, Kerki and Kiki, Tiso and Moso, and finally for boys and girls, Kano. In the rebel-controlled mountains today, Nuba children are taught their own Nuba languages by Nuba teachers. But when Yusuf was young, the teachers were Arabs, and the Sudan they described was an Arab Sudan.
Up to the higher secondary school, I believe I am an Arab. And whatever Arabs, and if you tell me that you are not Arab, I may fight you.